Hey everybody, it's Jill for today, and I'm making a coleslaw, fat-free coleslaw for Memorial Day. Going to have a little barbecue, have some coleslaw. But usually coleslaw is so heavy with mayonnaise that, you know. But I do make one that I'll leave a link for up there that has a vinegar, kind of a sweet vinegary kind of dressing, and it's delicious. But today let's get started on this one. Super fast, super easy, and I'm going to bring you down to the bowl and let's get started. Alrighty, there we go. Alright, I have in my bowl here approximately 5 cups of your classic, you know, coleslaw mix. You could chop up your own if you like, especially if you wanted to add some red cabbage, which is always wonderful, or more carrots, you know, whatever you like in there. I was in a hurry. I wanted to get it done quickly, so I bought the pre-cut. So I'm going to set that out of the side here, and in comes some plain fat-free Greek yogurt. This is a very mild flavor. It's not a real tart, tangy yogurt, which I particularly like. But we're going to be adding some acid to it and a little sweetness, and we're going to kind of play with the flavor. This is a new recipe for me. I didn't care terribly about some of the things that were going into it, so we're gonna you know, check it as we go. So let's get started here with some Dijon mustard, 2 tablespoons. Okay, 2 tablespoons of Dijon. And then we're going to add, the recipe called for maple syrup, which I'm sure would be delicious, but I wanted to try to keep it as low cal as I could. I use Truvia, and I use this baking blend because I think it's superior to the taste of plain old Truvia. And, you know, this is kind of a hard one to decide how much, and we don't like super, super sweet coleslaw. So at this point, I'm going to put in a teaspoon. Hopefully that's not too much. I'm going to put in a teaspoon, and I will taste it before I add it to my coleslaw. And then there is 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. There's our tang. 1 and 2. And we're going to add a little salt and pepper. I would say about well, we'll start with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And probably the same amount of pepper. However, we love pepper, lots of pepper on coleslaw. So again, but I'm going to kind of test it out and see how we do there. And then I'm going to add about 3/4 teaspoon of celery seed, which to me is very, very traditional for coleslaw. And that's the dressing. That's it. Let me make sure. Mustard, sugar, ACV, salt, pepper, celery seed. That's it for this. This is the dressing. And I'm going to give it a real good stir here, make sure everything's mixed in well. And then I'm going to taste this to see how I'm doing with the sweetness of it. And, you know, again, if you like a really sweet coleslaw, you may say, after I tell you it's not real sweet, you may want to add it. And again, you may also want to sort of play like I'm doing here. Let's go ahead and get a taste of this. Well, I'm trying to think if that needs, I think it does need a little bit, just a little bit more sugar. It's not quite sweet enough. There's a lot of acid in there from the vinegar and mustard. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add another teaspoon. In fact, the next time I make this, I would adjust that mustard down, because I think it's too much. Okay, let's see now. Better. It's better. But back off on that mustard. That's what I would do. In fact, I probably will put that. What you should do is, if you're going to make this, and I recommend it, it's a good recipe, start off with a tablespoon of the Dijon and a tablespoon only of that Truvia. Taste it, correct that seasoning to what your taste preference is. Now before I add the dressing, you know, we like a little, just a little bit red onion. I like more, but the director is not real keen on it. And I did my little soak in the ice water and salt trick. So I sliced it very thin. I would say there's probably 2 tablespoons in there. And I'm going to go ahead and dress this. And I'm going to see how much dressing is there, that I may not need all of it. Let's bring it up here. Yeah, I'm going to need all of that. Okay, let's get that in there. Mixed in. I think the amount of dressing is very good. I think it's plenty of dressing. I see a big piece of cabbage there. I'll pull that out, and it's well dressed. Well dressed. All right, let me bring you up here, and we're gonna take a taste of this. As Julie with child would do. I got a clean fork. All right, let's take, and of course, you know, it has to sit for hours, but too much mustard. If it was for a potato salad, excuse me, too much mustard. So back off on the mustard. Sweetness, acidity, good. You could probably add a little more sweetness if you like a really sweet coleslaw. But I'm going to put this in the refrigerator for several hours. And, you know, once it's had a chance to do its thing, I'll bring it back and we'll take a taste of it cold. The mustard, not so much, but that's how you learn, right? All right, we will be back in a couple hours. We're back for tasting. The director worked very hard today on Memorial Day weekend, and he is sacked out on the sofa, so it's up to me. Now, the one thing I did do is I added half of a well chopped up red apple. It was a Fuji apple, to sweeten it up a little bit. I don't know. I don't have a lot of hopes for this, but we'll check it out. Okay. And it's been in the refrigerator about 4 hours. It's okay. You know, I think the problem is the yogurt. And probably that Dijon. You know what I tell you to do?
Sorry.
I'm leaving that in.
That's fine.
It is. It's funny. Okay. It doesn't do a thing for me. He won't like this at all because you know what? I don't like it. The recipe I have posted up there for the coleslaw with the vinaigrette, sweet vinaigrette, is such a good recipe. This one, it just really leaves me cold. So, you know what? I'm not going to post the recipe. If you want to give it a shot, it probably would be really good with mayonnaise. There you go. You know, but I didn't want to do a mayonnaise. So, that's that from this end of the camera. Hope you all have a great rest of the weekend. Thanks a lot for watching. Tell your friends and subscribe. See you soon. Bye-bye.